Welcome to the deep dive. We're all drowning in information these days, aren't we? Trying to really get a handle on complex stories or new topics can feel, well, just overwhelming.
It really can.
Mm,
You're faced with this mountain of data and finding that clear path, that shortcut to really understanding. It's tough.
exactly. So today we're offering you that shortcut. We're diving deep into a fascinating innovation, one that changes how we interact with something ancient, books.
Right. We're exploring how artificial intelligence is being used to completely reimagine books, turning them into these incredibly immersive new experiences.
It's not just about reading anymore, is it? It's about experiencing the story. And our guide for this is a really interesting talk by Lucas Gandecki of Zolvio. You can find it over on the AI Engineer YouTube channel.
Yeah, and our mission here is to show you how AI is making static books dynamic, providing context, visuals, atmosphere. We want you to have those aha
Yeah.
moments right along with us.
Okay, so let's get into it. Where did this idea even come from? Lucas actually had this personal problem he was trying to solve.
Yeah, it started when he was reading a book about Donald Trump's reelection. And, not being from the U.S., he found it really hard to keep track of all the people, the context.
I can totally see that. Diving into something unfamiliar, you just get lost in the names and places.
Exactly. So his solution, he did what he called VIP coding. Used vanilla JavaScript, basically built a quick, bare bones prototype.
Just threw something together.
Pretty much. He said it looked terrible, but this little AI companion app worked. It gave him context on the people on the page, pulled up images, summarized bits he needed. That was the start of Books Reimagined.
Wow, just from a personal frustration. And then it grew from there, from that kind of rough tool.
Yeah, it evolves quickly,
Yeah.
but just giving context to creating a much richer experience. One of the first full demos they built was Hans Christian Andersen's The Snow Queen.
Okay, the Snow Queen. How did they make that immersive?
Well, think about the scene with the Sorcerer's Apprentices and the magic mirror, the one that distorts reality.
Right, I remember that.
The AI experience captured the whole thing, the flight, the music changing with the story, getting more intense, then the mirror crashing, shattering, and showing how the pieces twisted everything.
And that was all generated. The atmosphere, the visuals implied.
Exactly. And interestingly, that first demo was actually in Polish. So it showed right away that the concept worked across different languages.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So then they moved on to an English demo.
Yes, and they used a big one, George Orwell's 1984. And this is where they really started showing off features that tackle common reader frustrations, like interactive voice notes.
Voice notes for a book. How does
Right.
that work?
You can literally just, send a quick voice message to the book.
Yeah.
Ask it things like, hey, what's happening in this scene? Or remind me what happened since the last time I asked.
And it just tells you.
Instantly. You get a summary right there, perfectly in context.
Okay, but wait. We have voice assistants, Siri, Google. They don't feel that seamless. Why is this different?
Ah, good question. Luce has pointed out the flaws we all know. Siri, Google, they often fail. There are delays. They interrupt, talk when you don't want them to.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Their custom system uses hold to speak. You hold, you talk, you release.
Yeah.
And the response, it's practically instant, like 100 milliseconds.
100 milliseconds. That's wow.
It makes it feel incredibly natural. Not like using a clunky assistant, more like talking to someone who just gets the book.
That speed is a game changer. And you mentioned features tackling frustrations. Search must be one, right? Trying to find that one scene.
Oh, absolutely. Think about trying to find Winston met O'Brien in 1984. If you don't have the exact words, a normal search fails.
Yeah, classic pre-troll plus F problem.
Exactly. But this uses embeddings. It's a way for the AI to understand the meaning, the concepts, not just keywords. So you can search for ideas like that scene where Winston first talks to O'Brien and it finds it.
Okay, that's much more useful. Natural language search for books.
And it goes even further. They have something called deep research. You can ask a really broad question like, talk about all the ways the party propaganda works in the story.
And it answers that. How?
The AI reads the entire book up to where you are currently, synthesizes all the relevant parts, and gives you a comprehensive answer. Takes a couple of minutes, he said, but it pulls everything together for you.
That's incredible. Like having a personal researcher for your reading. So this experience sounds amazing, but how on earth did they build it? You mentioned VIP coding.
Right, let's pull back the curtain on the development. That VIP coding with Vanilla.js was key early on. Lucas admitted the code was very confusing initially.
Sounds messy.
It was, but intentionally so. His philosophy is, you don't know what you don't know. Trying to plan everything perfectly up front, especially with new AI tech, just doesn't work. You need to iterate fast.
Okay, so embrace the chaos a bit.
Sort of. And here's a fascinating insight he shared. Throwing away human-written code feels terrible, right? You poured effort into it.
Oh yeah, painful.
But throwing away AI-generated code, he said it feels great. It lowers the barrier to just trying things, experimenting, knowing you can scrap it without that emotional baggage.
That's a really interesting psychological point for developers. Faster iteration because you're less attached.
Exactly. He described the process as these waves of changes. At first, the waves are huge, maybe daily rewrites of big chunks. But over time, the waves get smaller
Until
until you reach a point where old-school engineering makes sense. Adding tests, refactoring properly, the chaos settles down.
But even refactoring needs care, right? You can't just fix everything.
Spot on. He talked about refactoring traps. They use a formula, basically.
Yeah.
How bad is the code, times how painful is causing problems, times how easy is it to change.
Okay, so it needs to be bad, painful, and reasonably easy to fix.
Yeah. He gave an example, some JavaScript code for OpenAI audio processing. Written quickly, no types, confusing, bad code.
Oh.
Yes, but is it causing pain? No, it's never touched. So they don't refactor it even though it's tempting. Focus on what actually hurts.
Smart. Strategic cleanup. Okay, so that's the coding approach. But what about the AI itself? How does it fit into the experience? You said they hide it.
That's their unique take. Unlike most AI tools where you're directly interacting with a chatbot or whatever, here the AI is meant to be invisible. It does the initial draft, he says, and humans do the rest.
Humans are still crucial then.
Absolutely critical.
Yeah.
Because the AI can generate music, but it can't judge if it's good music, right?
Yeah.
Or if graphics look good, or if an avatar really feels like the character. That needs the human touch, the taste, the judgment.
So the goal is to make the AI disappear into the background, powering the magic.
Precisely. It's about connecting these simple building blocks, search, context, visuals, music,
Yeah.
in a way that feels magical, not technical.
And it offers things current solutions just can't match. Like you said, a friend isn't always available or all-knowing.
And normal search isn't spoiler-free or conceptual. This AI book experience fills those gaps.
You mentioned visuals and music. How much impact do they really have?
Huge impact, according to Lucas. Beautiful graphics, help you get into the mood, remember characters better, and music that matches the scene. He said it makes it feel like watching a movie. It really shapes your emotional response.
So it's taking familiar concepts, search, visuals, music, but combining them in a way that was basically impossible before AI.
Exactly that. He called it nothing new, but at the same time completely new.
Yeah.
Conceptually simple, but technically doing this for every book. That would have cost hundreds of thousands of dollars previously for custom graphics and music for each one. AI makes it scalable.
Okay, let's get slightly more technical then. How does the AI actually do the scene analysis and music generation? Is it one big model?
No, it's more like an orchestra. They use different large language models, LLMs, for different tasks.
Okay.
Some analyze the scene, figure out the plot points, the mood. Others detect the characters present.
And the music? How does it know what to play?
They give it some guidance. An overall music theme for the book. So for Sherlock Holmes, maybe it's Victorian London, noir, sad. Then the AI does mood detection within specific scenes and generates music to match that mood and the overall theme.
Clever. And how does it know where to put things? Like character avatars?
That's where structured XML with metadata comes in. Think of it like a detailed map of the book. The XML provides the structure, and metadata tags everything: characters, places, objects.
So the AI just follows the map.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
It can automatically figure out, okay, Winston is in this scene, display his avatar here. Doing that tagging manually for a whole book would be incredibly tedious for a person. AI is great at that kind of structured task.
Automating the grunt work so humans can focus on the creative side. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And then the big reveal at the end of the talk,
Yes, the announcement that they are open sourcing the player.
which means
Anyone can take their player and create these Netflix-style experiences for books. They're giving the core technology away.
that's huge, really democratizing this whole approach.
It totally aligns with their philosophy. Build AI that feels like magic, not like chatbots. They want real experiences, things that ship in the light, not just theoretical slides.
It really feels like a leap forward, not just reading, but interacting, understanding on a deeper level.
Absolutely. It transforms the whole relationship with the text.
Which brings us to a final thought for you, the listener. If AI can reimagine something as fundamental as the book,
What else is out there? What other static forms of information, maybe historical records, educational texts, even personal diaries, what could be reimagined with this kind of AI?
Then what could that mean for how we learn, how we connect with stories, and how we understand the world in the future? Something to think about.